You can eat healthy, stay active, take your prescribed medications, and still end up facing a heart attack. Why? Because clogged arteries often don't begin with cholesterol. The real problem starts with inflammation, something you usually can't feel or detect on your own. There's a specific combination of foods that research has linked to improved artery function, yet very few healthcare professionals ever take the time to explain it. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you're looking for answers about protecting your heart, and what you're about to learn could be incredibly important. Most people have been taught that cholesterol is the primary villain behind heart disease, but the story is far more complicated than that. In fact, research has found that many people who suffer heart attacks have cholesterol levels that fall within normal ranges. That's a fact worth thinking about. The hidden threat is chronic inflammation. It quietly damages blood vessels over time, creating conditions that make heart disease possible. For years, we've been told that cholesterol simply accumulates inside arteries like grease building up in a drain pipe. The problem is that human biology doesn't work that way. Your arteries aren't lifeless tubes. They're living, responsive tissues that constantly adapt to what's happening inside your body. Cholesterol doesn't randomly attach itself to healthy artery walls. Plaque doesn't appear out of nowhere. Damage has to occur first. Over the years, through conversations with hundreds of scientists, physicians, researchers, heart specialists, and health experts on the Weird Lab, one message kept showing up again and again. Heart disease begins with injury to the blood vessels. What creates that injury? Inflammation. Now, the sources of inflammation can vary. Poor metabolic health, blood sugar spikes, oxidative stress, toxins, chronic stress, and inflammatory foods can all contribute. Once inflammation damages the inner lining of the artery, the body responds by sending cholesterol to the area as part of its repair process. That's right. Cholesterol often arrives after the damage has already occurred. Blaming cholesterol alone for heart disease is like blaming firefighters for causing a fire simply because they're always present when one happens. Seeing firefighters at the scene doesn't mean they started the blaze. They're there trying to control the damage. The same principle applies here. When cholesterol is found inside arterial plaque, it doesn't automatically mean it caused the problem. In many cases, it's part of the body's attempt to repair inflammation-related injury. Think of plaque like emergency concrete poured over cracks in a road. The cracks come first. The repair follows afterward. So what creates those cracks in the first place? Several factors can damage the arterial lining. Oxidized LDL particles can contribute. Repeated insulin spikes may play a major role. Chronic elevations in stress hormones can worsen the problem. Inflammatory foods and toxins originating from the gut can also fuel ongoing damage. This is one reason why someone can be told their cholesterol numbers look great and still develop serious cardiovascular disease. Traditional testing doesn't always provide the full picture. Many people never have inflammatory markers checked. Tests such as C-reactive protein, fasting insulin, LDL particle analysis, or evaluations of endothelial function are often overlooked. The endothelium is the thin inner layer that lines your blood vessels. When it becomes damaged or loses flexibility, blood pressure can rise, circulation becomes less efficient, plaque becomes more unstable, and cardiovascular risk increases dramatically. I once worked with someone who seemed to be doing everything right. He followed a low-fat diet, exercised regularly, and his cholesterol results looked excellent. Every medical appointment ended with the same reassurance. Everything appeared normal. Then he underwent a coronary calcium scan, one of the most useful tools for identifying calcified plaque inside the arteries. The results were shocking. His calcium score came back at 498, indicating significant arterial calcification. Further evaluation revealed more than 60% blockage despite having no symptoms and textbook cholesterol values. His reaction was simple. Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? That's when I introduced him to what I call the artery support plate. This isn't based on diet trends, food tribes, or nutrition dogma. It's built around supporting the biology of healthy blood vessels, reducing inflammation, and improving endothelial function. One of the most important foods on this plate is either arugula or beets. Both are rich sources of natural nitrates, compounds that the body can convert into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules for cardiovascular health. It helps blood vessels relax and widen, improving circulation throughout the body. Better blood flow means improved oxygen delivery, healthier blood pressure levels, and stronger endothelial function. The inner lining of your arteries depends heavily on adequate nitric oxide production. When nitric oxide levels decline, blood vessels become stiffer, less responsive, and more vulnerable to inflammation. Arugula and beets provide dietary nitrates that interact with beneficial bacteria in the mouth, helping generate nitric oxide naturally. Once produced, nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscles surrounding blood vessels, allowing blood to move more freely. It also helps prevent excessive platelet sticking and supports arterial flexibility. An easy way to think about it is this: nitric oxide acts like a lubricant for your blood vessels. Without enough of it, arteries become rigid and inflamed, creating an environment where cardiovascular problems become much more likely. One of the most encouraging things about improving nitric oxide levels is that benefits can occur surprisingly quickly. Research has shown improvements in endothelial function within days, reductions in blood pressure within a couple of weeks, and measurable improvements in arterial flexibility over relatively short periods. That's why many people notice changes soon after implementing these foods. Better circulation, warmer hands and feet, improved exercise performance, and less vascular tension are common observations. Now, there are a few practical considerations. Personally, I tend to favor arugula because beets contain higher amounts of oxalates, which can be problematic for individuals who are sensitive to them. If oxalates are a concern for you, arugula may be the better option. If you choose beets, avoid overcooking them, as excessive heat may reduce some of their beneficial nitrate content. Juicing large amounts of beets may also lead to a rapid increase in blood sugar and insulin levels, which isn't ideal for everyone. With arugula, choosing organic varieties when possible and consuming it raw or lightly dressed is often the simplest approach. For either food, timing can also matter. Many people find it helpful to consume nitrate-rich foods earlier in the day or before physical activity, allowing the body to take advantage of improved blood flow and circulation. And that's only the beginning of what makes this artery-supporting approach so effective. There's one more thing that can completely cancel out the benefits of nitrate-rich foods, and that's using antibacterial mouthwash. Products designed to kill oral bacteria may seem helpful, but they also wipe out the beneficial microbes responsible for converting dietary nitrates into nitric oxide. Without those bacteria, your body can't efficiently produce the nitric oxide that helps your blood vessels relax and function properly. So if you're eating foods like arugula or beets, but using strong antiseptic mouthwash every day, you're working against yourself. If improving circulation and artery health is the goal, reconsider that habit. The next key food on the artery support plate is wild-caught salmon. Wild salmon is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and these healthy fats play an important role in protecting your cardiovascular system. One of their biggest benefits is helping calm inflammation inside the arteries while supporting plaque stability. Research has repeatedly shown that omega-3s can help lower triglyceride levels, improve communication within blood vessels, and support overall heart health. Many people assume heart attacks only happen when arteries become severely blocked. In reality, smaller plaques that are inflamed and unstable can be just as dangerous because they're more likely to rupture unexpectedly. Omega-3 fats help address this issue by reducing inflammatory compounds throughout the body, lowering triglycerides, supporting healthier blood vessel function, and helping maintain plaque stability. What's fascinating is that these fats actually become incorporated into cell membranes, including those that make up blood vessels and immune cells. This influences how those cells behave and encourages a shift away from constant inflammatory signaling. Unfortunately, this is where many people make mistakes. They choose farm-raised salmon, which often contains a less favorable fatty acid profile compared to wild-caught varieties. Others skip fish entirely and rely solely on fish oil supplements. Instead, focus on real food whenever possible. Wild-caught salmon can be baked, steamed, or gently cooked with high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Pairing it with leafy greens like arugula creates a powerful combination that supports both circulation and inflammation control. Even 2 or 3 servings per week can provide meaningful benefits. Before we continue, if you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat, low energy, or persistent inflammation despite trying different approaches, this may be exactly what you've been looking for. That's why I created the 14-day belly fat burning plan. The program provides a simple step-by-step roadmap designed to help your body burn fat more efficiently, improve energy levels, and support better overall health. Inside, you'll find a daily action plan that removes the guesswork. The first week focuses on building healthy foundations and reducing stress on the body. The second week shifts toward maximizing fat-burning potential while lowering inflammation. You'll also get a complete nutrition guide covering what to eat, when to eat, and which foods may be contributing to ongoing inflammation without you realizing it. The program includes short, effective workouts that can be done at home and are specifically designed to support fat loss and improve metabolic health. There's also a habits module that focuses on better sleep, stress management, controlling cravings, and creating routines that make long-term success easier. To help you stay organized, you'll receive tracking tools, quick reference resources, and meal prep templates that simplify the entire process. You can access everything by clicking the first link in the description or scanning the QR code displayed on screen. More importantly, these strategies have helped real people achieve significant results. John Miller applied the system and lost over 44 pounds during his first month. Gail Pigeon followed the program, lost more than 120 pounds, and dramatically improved her health along the way. Normally, personalized guidance based on this system would cost well over $100, but right now you can get immediate access for a single payment of just $17. It's a small investment that could have a major impact on your future health. Click the first link below or scan the QR code to get started today. Don't wait and hope things improve on their own. Take action and start creating change now. Let's continue. The third major component of the artery support plate is fermented foods. Many people don't realize how closely gut health and cardiovascular health are connected. Your digestive system influences inflammation levels, blood pressure regulation, and even how your blood vessels function. Fermented foods help support a healthier gut environment by encouraging beneficial bacteria and reducing harmful compounds that can enter the bloodstream. Some of the best options include sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir. The reason they matter is simple. When the gut lining becomes compromised, unwanted substances can pass into circulation. This activates the immune system, increases inflammation, and can negatively affect blood vessel health. Fermented foods help restore microbial balance, increase beneficial compounds known as short-chain fatty acids, and support a more controlled immune response. This connection helps explain why digestive issues often appear alongside elevated inflammatory markers, blood pressure problems, and poor vascular health. By improving the gut environment, fermented foods may help reduce inflammatory signals throughout the body. Many people notice improvements in digestion, reduced bloating, and better overall well-being after incorporating them consistently. The biggest mistake is buying products that have been heavily processed or pasteurized to the point where many of the beneficial microbes are no longer active. Others rely on sugary fermented beverages that may create additional metabolic problems. More isn't always better either. For most people, 1 or 2 tablespoons of fermented vegetables alongside meals is enough. Choose options without added sugar and consume them as part of a balanced meal. Supporting the gut in this way often creates positive effects that extend far beyond digestion. The fourth food on the plate is extra virgin olive oil. Among all foods studied for cardiovascular health, high-quality extra virgin olive oil consistently stands out. Its rich concentration of polyphenols helps protect blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and support healthy arterial function. One of the biggest concerns isn't cholesterol itself, but oxidized cholesterol. Oxidation is what can make lipoproteins more damaging to artery walls. The polyphenols found in quality olive oil help neutralize oxidative stress, support arterial flexibility, and reduce inflammatory activity. Research has shown measurable improvements in blood vessel function within a matter of weeks. Unlike approaches that simply suppress symptoms, these compounds support the body's natural protective mechanisms. However, quality matters. Many olive oils on the market are heavily processed, diluted, or lower in beneficial polyphenols. Look for 100% extra virgin olive oil packaged in dark glass bottles to help protect it from light exposure. Store it in a cool, dark place whenever possible. Cold-pressed varieties are generally preferred, and if the manufacturer provides a polyphenol count, higher levels are often desirable. A high-quality olive oil typically has a peppery sensation in the throat and a slightly sharp finish. Those characteristics often indicate the presence of beneficial polyphenols. Use it as a dressing for your greens or as part of a healthy meal. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons daily can contribute meaningfully to the overall strategy. What's important to understand is that these foods aren't random selections. Together, they create a coordinated support system. The nitrate-rich vegetables help promote healthy blood flow. The salmon supports inflammation control. Fermented foods strengthen the gut and regulate immune activity. Olive oil helps protect against oxidative stress. Rather than thinking about unclogging arteries like cleaning pipes, think about supporting the biological processes that keep blood vessels healthy and resilient. At the same time, it's important to recognize some of the habits that may be working against you. Cooking fish in heavily refined vegetable oils, relying on low-fat dressings loaded with sugar, starting every morning with highly processed cereals that spike blood sugar, and constantly snacking throughout the day can all contribute to ongoing inflammation. These aren't personal failures. They're simply common habits that many people were taught were healthy, even though they may not be helping the body function at its best. These aren't character flaws or personal mistakes. Most people are simply following advice they've heard for years without realizing that some of those recommendations may be working against their health goals. Now let me give you a simple 3-day artery support reset you can start using immediately. Aim to eat the artery support plate we discussed at least 3 times each week. For many people, it works especially well as the first meal of the day or after some form of physical activity. Before eating, drink about 8 ounces of high-quality water mixed with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This simple habit may help prepare your body for better blood sugar control and metabolic function. After finishing the meal, take a brisk 15-minute walk. This can help reduce post-meal blood sugar and insulin elevations while supporting healthy blood vessel function. As you implement these changes, consider monitoring a few important markers. High-sensitivity C-reactive protein, often called hsCRP, can provide insight into overall inflammation levels. Many experts aim for a value below 1.